Hello, it's Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time, Texas time. And go to Ministry Moments YouTube and find Bob Gray Sr. and then go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll get this every week, 3 o'clock Central Time and Ministry Moments. And so I hope you'll do that. Also, solvechurchproblems.com, solvechurchproblems.com. If you'll go there and subscribe, you get not only this broadcast, oh my goodness, you'll get a weekly article, weekly blog, is that what you call it? And Q&A, memes, I can never pronounce that, memes, I can never pronounce that right properly. But so I hope you'll go to solvechurchproblems.com and subscribe. There's so much there. There's a daily ministry idea, a daily quote, every day of the week of the world. And if you will go to Twitter, Bob Gray Sr. and Twitter, that sounds funny, doesn't it? But sign up and you'll get my tweets every day. I put out a ministry idea, and every day I put out a quote, a daily quote, and maybe that'd be a blessing to you. Is that the Northern Lights behind me there swirling around? I'm not sure what that is. I just found out how to do that with the motion in the back. And so, man, I'm tech savvy, aren't I? Okay, here we go. Ministry Moments, 3 o'clock Central Time, Texas time, every week. And I hope that you'll go to Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr., and subscribe. Let me talk to you today about vital stats. When I mentioned this to Brother Hiles one time, we were out preaching, he said to me, wow, I never thought about some of that. Now, for Jack Hiles to say he had not thought of something is a miracle in itself. But he was interested in this particular, what I'm going to give you today. He was really interested in it to try to help others. So vital stats. I'm an accounting background. I went to Michigan State, then I became a cost accountant and went to General Motors, worked at Fisher Body Division. It doesn't exist today, thanks to Obama, but it doesn't exist. But anyway, it was a General Motors, and I loved it. I loved every minute that I worked there. I loved it. Now, at first, when I first got the job, I didn't understand what they were doing, because they had me work a midnight shift and had me go down on the fabricating floor and do some work down on the floor, and auditing work. And I was at first I was confused. I didn't understand, but when I learned their system, and I like it, they raised them from. They didn't care where you had a degree from, didn't care where you graduated from, didn't matter. Everybody started the same way and became familiar from the ground up with the operation of that Fisher Body plant. And it was brilliant what they did. And I loved it. But I was in a cost accountant. So because of that, I've mentioned this before, but accountants don't like people. Just put me in a corner, give me an adding machine, and just leave me alone, and everything will be fine. And then I went to a sword conference and heard Dr. Rice, Dr. Hiles in the early 70s. Oh, my whole world was turned right side up. Oh, my eyes were open. There were people going to hell. And honestly, I wasted 15 years in the American Baptist denomination. Absolutely wasted it. From a soul winning aspect and church building aspect, because I was caught in this cocoon of the American Baptist philosophy. If you're going to get saved, you'll come to church. You'll find us if you really want to get saved. You'll get saved at the altar. We're just almost Calvinistic, but anyway. So I've learned some things by working for Fisher Body and by paying attention to John Rice and Jack Hiles and Lee Robertson and Tom Malone and these great men. I learned so much from them. But let me give you what I call vital stats that Brother Hiles said. I hadn't thought about that. That's a great idea. So let me go ahead and give it to you. Vital stats, statistic. When you go to the doctor, he does your blood pressure and he takes your blood. I get this done once a year and an exam. And then they can look and tell by looking at the blood draw. If there's one time the doctor said, you need vitamin D, you got to get more vitamin D. And so I did. And the next time I went back, everything was fine. So there are stats. And to say I don't want to, well, tithing. I don't want to know about their tithing. Well, you better find out about their tithing, because that's a spiritual health issue, vital stat. But enough of that. Here we go. Vital stats. Get your pen out, write it down. Number one, car count. I want to know how many cars are in the parking lot. I want to know, because an average is 2.5 times every car. It tells you a lot, because I've got to reach the drive-in. I've got to reach Sunday school. It's got to be vibrant. But the car count. Number two, man count. Now, let me give you a little tip here. I would never have one person do all the car count, do all the man count. I wouldn't do it. You got to spread this out, because you don't want your men to backslide by keeping their attention on something other than the Sunday school lesson and the preaching. That's why we don't count money during the preaching service. Don't do it. We don't do it. Don't do it. It sits there. And then when we get done, then we'll count it, because I want everybody's attention. So the car count, how many cars we have, that tells me a lot. Number two, man count. So we had 12 sections on the lower floor, 10 sections in the balcony, and different men were responsible for different areas of that auditorium, not the whole auditorium. They couldn't do it, the whole floor or the balcony. But I wanted to know, and I would get that, and I would accumulate all of those figures. So I knew the total car count, and I know the total man count. Number three, giving units. Giving units. You'll have to know this. You go to the bank to borrow. We had, and I recommend a local bank for quick money to borrow, and a national bank for big money. I'm talking about millions, building something. So I always kept good contact with the local bank. In fact, he got saved at our church, and is in heaven now. Cancer, died, but oh, what a blessing he was. One time he called Miss Ayers, my financial lady, and said, "You know, the preacher hadn't borrowed any money lately. Is he mad at me?" When she told me that, I laughed. And so I said, "What'd you tell him?" He said, "Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back." I didn't go to his office. He always came to my office. And what a great relationship. But a local bank and a national bank. So I want to know my giving units, because they're going to ask. They're going to ask. And let me give you a little tip here too. You need to know office and equipment, and inventory everything. We had over $400,000 worth of computers and chairs and desks all over the place. And I wanted to know that, because if I wanted to borrow quick money, short money, I could, rather than put the property in lien, I could do that with office and equipment. Also, we had 47 buses, 40 bus routes, and I had the titles to all those buses. I could easily give the titles to the banker, and he would write me a check, and then I would use it. Then we'd have a give it all at the end to pay it off, because in some cases, it's only a few months, just a few $100s in interest. So it worked for us. So when I would get ready for a project, we would vote on it, and we would then raise the money. And if it had to come out of the budget, that would be different. It would be totally different. But this way it worked. So 6 months later, I would raise the cash, pay the note off, and then move on. It really worked effectively for us. So your office and equipment, you need to know what you have. Take time to inventory, especially when you're small and you're growing, and tag everything. I remember at General Motors, we tagged everything. Every desk had a number on it. So we knew exactly what we had in office and equipment, and you should know that too. But why? For short money, if you want to borrow short money. So vital stats: car count, man count, giving units. You need to know how many giving units you have. Next, Sunday school class count. How many Sunday school classes do you have? That's important, because that's that. Okay, watch this. This is the foundation. As far as this is all the Sunday school classes you have, then this is as big of the building you can build, and as deep as you can go. So watch this. So you broaden this, and guess what? The building will be like this. But all of it's founded on the Sunday school. Then you go like this, and you can go up like this. You got it? So I got to broaden that base. So my number, at our peak, we had 171 Sunday school classes. I want a lot of Sunday school classes, because I can build a bigger building that way. So Sunday schools is critical. And I suggest that you go to IBOC, Independent Baptist Online College, and take my course in Sunday school. I have Sunday School 1, Sunday School 2, Sunday School 3. and take it. I promise you, it'll open your eyes, and you may be provoked to building something that's going to be a big influence on our nation. So Sunday school, how many Sunday school classes do we have? All right, next, how many Sunday school teachers do we have? These are vital stats to me. Next, soul winning opportunities. How many soul winning opportunities do I have? I would say that if you can't come Monday night, you can't come Thursday morning, you can't come Thursday night, you can't come Friday, you can't come Saturday, you can't come Sunday. Tell me when you can come, and I'll start another soul winning opportunity. Now I've learned this. If you settle it for Monday night or Thursday night, keep it there. Don't waver. That you can, well, attendance is down. That's your fault. You got to push harder. So you don't have to, if you keep changing the Sunday school, soul winning time, it's not, there's no security there. It's too fluid, and it's not going to make a difference. You say, this is it, y'all come. And they will come. If you're passionate about it yourself, they will come. So soul winning opportunities. I want to know how many soul winning opportunities I'm providing for the people. Now, Thursday was my big night. I love Thursday night. We averaged 625 the last year I was pastoring. I love Thursday night. Okay. Soul winners count. I want to know how many soul winners I have. And I want to know that Sunday school number of Sunday school superintendents. How many Sunday school superintendents do I have? And I become a student of Sunday school because I need to know if I need to go to teen 1, teen 2, teen 3, teen 4, junior 1, junior 2, junior 3, because as it grows, I don't want to overextend, and I don't want to put extra pressure. If you give a Sunday school teacher 50 kids, they're not going to follow up on them. They can't. It's too many. It's too many. And too many behavioral problems, and too much of attention getting away from the Sunday school. And you can't visit all the absentees. So get that Sunday school class down small. So that means more Sunday school classes with a smaller enrollment. Salvation count. I want to know how many people got saved this week. How many people trusted Christ? And we did ours based on a convert slip with all the information on it. Don't tell me you had 10. I want 10 convert slips. And they were putting that mailbox outside the office area. And Mrs. Robinson, our records secretary, would take them out every day, and type it up and put it into our computer. Then I want to know professions of faith. How many actually walk the aisle on Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night? And I had a giant clipboard with 52 weeks on it. And then this way. And I had everything from the very first Sunday I ever taught Sunday school or preached as a pastor. I have that rolled up back here. I have it. I mean, I wanted to make sure I was accurate in what I pinned down. It tells me a lot. And again, my wife's famous statement, I wish I'd have coined it. She said, if you want to make history, you better know history. So professions of faith, baptismal account. How many baptisms do I have Wednesday? And baptism tells you whether you get people saved or how many you have to teach. It's what it tells you. So you want the baptismal number. Then Wednesday night count. The heartbeat of the inner crowd, the inside crowd. What's that count? What's Wednesday night count? Because that's going to grow. And then as that grows, then Sunday night will grow and Sunday morning will grow. But if you can't get that Wednesday night count to grow, I had August Hour of Power, and I know Brother House, he never had, he would say, I have 5,000 come Sunday, Wednesday night Bible study, and I don't have a campaign. Well, I had a campaign. So in August, I had an Hour of Power campaign for Wednesday night because summer's waning down. We're getting ready for school to start, and I want to get me primed and ready to go when September rolled around. So don't tell Brother Hiles that, okay? So Wednesday night count, Sunday school count. What's my Sunday school count? I want to have that. And then Sunday night count. What's my Sunday night attendance? Now it'll all grow as the soul winners grow. You will see then your Wednesday night crowd grow. Then you'll see your Sunday night crowd. Then you'll see your Sunday morning. Then you'll see your Sunday school grow. If you get it all growing, oh my goodness, there's nothing like it. And you get the momentum going for you and the excitement in the air. This team spirit makes a difference. Okay, we're talking about vital stats. Are you ready? Number 1, car count. Number 2, man count. Number 3, giving units. How many giving units do you have? Number 4, Sunday school class count. How many Sunday school classes do you have? Sunday school teachers count. How many teachers do you have? And that includes general teachers. How many general teachers ready to step in case somebody's sick or absent? Soul winning opportunities. How many church-wide soul winning opportunities do you have? Soul winners count. How many are actually going out talking to people about Christ? Number of Sunday school superintendents. How many of those do I have? Is it time for me to split teenagers into teen one, teen two? Is it time? Is it? Salvation count. How many are we getting saved each week? Professions of faith. How many are actually coming to church and walking down the aisle? Baptism. How many are actually getting into baptistry? Wednesday night count. That's so important. I want that Wednesday night to grow. And I emphasized it Sunday night. Be back Wednesday night. Be back Wednesday night. And then Sunday school count. What's my total Sunday school count? And then we average 2,000 in Sunday school. That's 171 Sunday school classes. Then the Sunday night count. Okay. Vital stats. Of course, that's me. Sorry. I love working with numbers. I do, always have, probably always will. It's the accountant in me, I guess. But God bless you. Tomorrow's Saturday now. Tomorrow's soul winning. You get 5 lined up for the water by the time tomorrow night closes. And go by Sunday morning. Have your own little bus route. That's what I did. I had a blue sheet, 8.5 by 11. Stuck to the windshield of that van. And buddy, I had my route. I had it all laid out all these years. And so you do the same thing. God bless you. Have a great Saturday. Have a great soul winning time. But get 5 lined up for the water by Saturday night. And God bless you. Ministry Moments, YouTube, Bob Gray Sr. Click on, subscribe. This way you'll get it every week. Have a great weekend.